Hello everybody, welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase. My name is Austin and today we are coming back to you guys with another KotLC ships video. I hope you all had a very good Labor Day weekend, but today we're going to be going over some more KotLC ships, specifically the ship war between Keith and Fitz over Sophie. About 2 months ago, I did a poll and I tried to collect all your guys' thoughts about this ship war, and we had a poll with over 1,000 votes. About 80% of you guys actually ship SoKeith, which shows that the SOPHITZ ship is coming to an end and more people are shipping SoKeith. But today I'm going to be going over more comments explaining why they ship SoKeith, SOPHITZ, or SoSingle. So I guess let's get straight into it. Make sure to drop a like if you guys are a fan of this SoKeith, SOPHITZ ship war, and also drop a comment. Who are you? SoKeith, SOPHITZ, SoSingle? I'd love to see what you guys think about this topic. And lastly, I'm just going to remind you guys that if you guys are not subscribed, make sure to drop down below and subscribe to our channel. It will help us out a lot towards our goals of getting to 12,000 subscribers. And we know that only 1/5 of you guys are actually subscribed. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so our first comment is by Wild Productions, so let's get straight into it. SoKeith forever. SOPHITZ was cute while it lasted, but they just aren't meant for each other. Keith doesn't even care that much about himself, just about Sophie. That is a very great point. Now, Sophie and Fitz, they tried it out, you know, they have this really special connection with the cognates, but eventually it all just fell apart, and I just don't think it'll get back together is my probably main point. And yeah, they just aren't meant to be together. They tried it out, it didn't work, so I guess let's just move on. I agree with that statement. I partly agree with the second topic that you talked about, which Keith doesn't even care about himself as much. He just cares about Sophie. I agree that Keith, you know, is a selfless person rather than a selfish person, in which he likes to help others before himself, but I don't think it's just for Sophie, like his decision to run away and try to hide from using his dangerous powers. I think it's more of him, you know, trying to help out not just Sophie, but the Black Swan. So maybe it's like he's not just doing this for Sophie, but also because of other factors like his other friends like Bianna, Dex, and all of them. So thank you for the comment. Let's get straight into the next one. Alright, and this one's by Lily C, so let's get straight into it. SoKeith is the best cause Keith was always there for Sophie and the other way around. Sophie and Fitz never had that. Sophie would be there for Fitz, but Fitz would blame everything on her, be rude, and just take his anger out on her. And whenever Fitz mentioned their relationship, Sophie would be uncomfortable and try to change the subject. And in Legacy, when Sophie found out that Orlai was her mom, Fitz kept pressuring her to tell him so she wouldn't be unmatchable, and he never focused on the real problem that they had. People may say that Keith doesn't deserve Sophie or other stuff, but at least he tries. He ran away for her and did stuff to protect her. In 8.5 in the record section, it says Keith made a protest for the ability restriction circlet to be taken off of Sophie, which gave him detention. Keith may have problems, but he doesn't take them out or blame them on Sophie like Fitz. So that's why I think SoKeith is better than SOPHITZ. So I see a lot of people jumping on the train in which Sophie was wrongly, you know, broken up with Fitz. I think it was kind of a mutual thing. You know, obviously they're both like fighting and having their problems about, you know, this whole unmatchable status, because you know that Fitz had this big temper tantrum, you know, that Sophie has to be, you know, a good match or he won't even be able to, you know, be with her. So I think that, you know, before this happened, their relationship was fine. I mean, I wasn't having a problem with it, but then once, you know, Fitz got angry, like this person said, about the unmatchable and just putting a bunch of stress on Sophie and putting all of Fitz's problems on Sophie, then it started to, you know, decline and SoPHITZ was no more, and I don't think it'll ever be anything more than what it was. And also I feel like Keith would just never really do the same things that Fitz would. I don't think Keith would put a bunch of blame on Sophie for Keith's problems or, you know, put a bunch of unnecessary stress on Sophie, which Fitz did. So I definitely agree with you on that one. And I guess on the part where you talked about that specific detail about, you know, the records in which Keith was actually given detention because he was fighting for Sophie. Another reason that so many people have been switching over from SOPHITZ to SoKeith, because really if you think about it, you know, Keith has always fought for Sophie in so many ways. I mean, he fought King Minotaur. I mean, he's a fighter, you know, he really wants to prove to Sophie that he really likes her. So I guess, you know, I have to agree with you on that one. Thank you so much for the comment. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, this next one is by Faye, and this person says, I definitely ship Sophie and Fitz. Think about all the times that Keith hurt her and deflected promises that he has made. True, Sophie and Fitz had some problems while they were dating, but most of it was Sophie's fault, so Fitz shouldn't be blamed. What most people don't realize is that Sophie is only uncomfortable around Fitz when the relationship is brought up because she's never thought Fitz liked her. Also, people doesn't realize that Keith has made every character extremely annoyed or uncomfortable by all his jokes. There's nothing that says Sophie and Keith should be together, but think of how natural it came to Sophie and Fitz under the Panaches tree. Also, I shipped Sophie and Fitz so much that when I found out that Sophie broke up with Fitz before I read Legacy, I started hating Sophie's guts. I guess it is true, you know, that Keith did hurt Sophie, like when he, you know, betrayed the Black Swan and went to the Neverseen, but the thing is that Keith did this on purpose to try and make a difference, but I don't think that Fitz, when he hurt Sophie, he was trying to make a difference. He wasn't trying to better their position against the Neverseen. Keith just tried to, you know, betray Sophie to join the Neverseen, and he was trying to help, and Sophie knows this. So I don't really agree on that one, that Keith was trying to, you know, hurt her or any of that. And I also don't believe that the breakup of Sophie and Fitz was entirely Sophie's fault. You know, maybe it was a little bit mutual, you know, both of them were just fighting over the unmatchable thing. But Sophie was born without knowing her biological parents. So how is that her fault? That it is Sophie and Fitz broke up because of her? No, that's just the way she was born, you know? If anything, I would say it was Fitz's fault. But, you know, obviously there was definitely different parts. Sophie had some reason, Fitz had some reason. But I would say more on the Fitz's side. And, you know, taking the blame of the breakup, I would say it was more on Fitz because of just how he treated her. Alright, this next one is by Milte, and this person says, I actually really don't know who to ship Sophie with. Like, sometimes I think Sophie should just be single, with her pockets of course, because she shouldn't be fought over like a trophy. I think Keith said something like this, and sometimes I ship her with Keith, but I have to admit I sort of lean to the SOPHITZ side. I think in one of the confession videos someone said I'm a sucker for true love or something, and I agree. So I do wish the fandom would let go of some of the anger towards Fitz, and Fitz should let go of the anger too, not gonna lie. Thank you for the honesty. I love to see the SOPHITZ shippers' point of views, and I do agree that there is this sort of true lovers or lovers at first sight, because the first elf that Sophie met was Fitz, and she was, you know, obviously really attracted to him, and still probably is. I think that she would, you know, want to get back with Fitz. Maybe if there's some chance that Fitz would say that, you know, I don't really care about if you're unmatchable or not, I want to be with you. But we really don't know what's going on. You know, we have this big new thing with Keith fleeing, and everyone's going to be trying to look for him, and everyone's going to be worried, and I think that Fitz is going to be kind of tossed aside, and that Sophie is just going to start to, you know, like Keith, especially what we see in the Stellar Loom chapters. But again, they do have this special love at first sight, Sophie and Fitz. So we'll see if that, you know, if that clicks again, like in the next book or so. But let's get on to the last comment of the video. Alright, so this last one is by The Fire Hydrants, and this person says, honestly, I think SOPHITZ is an amazing match, but I'm all the way so Keith. They're just so perfect. And I feel like that's a perfect way to end the video. It's basically a perfect description. I think that both matches are great. You know, I'm not gonna hate on one or the other. I'm obviously a SOKEEF shipper, but I'm not gonna hate on the SOPHITZ ship. SOPHITZ is a really great match. I mean, they had so much synergy before, you know, the big, you know, problem with the unmatchable thing, and Fitz started to bring that up. But if that wasn't bring up, I feel like their relationship would be really smooth, and I feel like Sophie and Keith's relationship would be super smooth if Keith didn't run away a bunch of times. But there's always problems and pros and cons for each. I really do start to see a lot of people come from SOPHITZ to SOKEEF, so I wanted to include that in the video. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let's get straight into the outro. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the KotLC ship war. Comment down below, who do you guys ship, Sophie and Keith or Sophie and Fitz? I would love to know, and I try to read all your guys' comments, so definitely leave a comment. Make sure to drop a like. Can we get 200 likes on this video? That would be amazing. It would definitely support our channel. And also subscribe down below. We're closing in on 12,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. So please check down below and click subscribe, because we know that only 1/5 of you guys are actually subscribed. And remember, we've created TikToks. We have a bunch of different YouTube channels. If you guys want to check out all the different links in the description if you want more content. But that is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your week, and peace.